Hi everyone, my name is Jillian Warwick and I'm the Nutritional Therapist at Back to Normal Physical Therapy in downtown St. Pete. And February is American Heart Month. So in honor of that, I would like to share with you some information today to help you choose the best foods for heart health. First off though, I want to just say that I think most of us, if not all of us, know someone who's been affected by heart disease at some point. And there are some really sad and heart-wrenching stats about heart disease in the US, according to the American Heart Association. By 2030, it's estimated that 43% of the population will have some form of heart disease. On average, someone has a stroke every 40 seconds, and someone dies of a stroke every 4 minutes. Heart disease accounts for just over 30% of all deaths worldwide. So with that in mind, it's important that we all work on incorporating more heart-healthy foods into our diets in order to prevent these statistics from growing and for us to pass this information along to our friends and family so that we can all be more educated on how we can take charge of our own heart health. So with that said, the best foods for heart health are going to be things like, first of all, gluten-free whole grains. Some research has found that gluten-free whole grains can be beneficial to your heart, including things like oats, brown rice, wild rice, buckwheat, quinoa, millet, and corn. And that's not all of them, but that's the handful that you might typically hear of. The best thing you can do is really to swap out the refined bread and pasta that you might otherwise have in your diet for nutrient-rich options like quinoa or brown rice. And then of course pair those with a really nice healthy fat and lots of veggies and protein to make sure you have a delicious heart-healthy meal. And one note is that you always want to prioritize non-GMO and preferably organic in order to avoid toxic pesticides and frankenfoods. And I won't go into the depths of what GMO is and why it's bad in this particular video, but we will be putting out a blog post shortly on those details, so keep an eye out for that. The next food is wild-caught salmon. It's full of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, and studies show that omega-3 fatty acids can relieve inflammation, decrease triglyceride levels, lower your blood pressure, and reduce the risk of stroke. So other choices that you might want to include in your diet are things like wild-caught varieties of mackerel, herring, sardines, and anchovies. Next up is walnuts. According to one study published in the Journal of Nutrition, walnuts have been shown to reduce the bad, quote-unquote, LDL cholesterol by up to 16% and also drop blood pressure. Next is leafy green vegetables. Greens like spinach, kale, collard greens, and chard are powerhouses of nutrition. They're nutrient-dense foods, which means they just supply a lot of vitamins and minerals per serving, like vitamin K, vitamin A, folate, magnesium, potassium, and iron. And they're also really high in antioxidants to help fight those free radicals, so that prevents the cell damage and slows down the development of chronic disease. Again, you want to prioritize organic with these foods. Avocados are the next in the list. Of course, we know these are superfoods by now. They are everywhere. They are an excellent source of heart-healthy fats and also other nutrients like potassium and vitamin E and vitamin K. And a 2015 study published in the Journal of American Heart Association showed that including one avocado per day as part of a moderate fat diet could help lower cholesterol, potentially reducing the risk of heart disease. And lastly, organic berries. And I say organic because if you choose one food to include that has to be organic, it's berries. They are the worst when it comes to being treated with pesticides and fertilizers. So make sure you're getting those organic berries in because they are brimming with heart-healthy antioxidants that help fight the free radicals and prevent disease. Higher berry consumption leads to reductions in the bad LDL cholesterol levels, reductions in blood pressure, even reductions in body weight and inflammation. So hopefully all of this information was helpful to you today. Please be sure to share it with friends and family that you think could benefit, and keep an eye out for that upcoming blog post and another video I will be doing for foods that you should exclude for your heart health, so things you want to avoid.